Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Friday, June 1st, 18th day of Sivan. Here we go. Remember, we've been doing the laws about a person having to, when he has that sad experiencing of seeing the site of the destroyed Beis Hamikdash. Okay, but it has a lot to do with that impact of seeing it, and it hits you hard, and then you have that feeling, so you tear your clothing when you have that sad feeling. So we're going to get into today this question: what about a person who lives in Yerushalayim, the bigger area of Yerushalayim, not within the walled city, so he doesn't see the actual destroyed place of the temple so often? So a person who lives out there, who happens to be in the old city one day and sees the destroyed spot of the temple, does he need to tear his clothing for the feeling that he gets of the sadness? So the classic answer that a lot of rabbis give is sure. He hasn't seen it in 30 days or more, so he has that oomph of seeing it and it makes him sad. So certainly he would tear his clothing when he sees it if he has not seen that spot in 30 days or more. Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach was willing to consider the opposite. He said that someone who lives in the general environment of Yerushalayim, even if he doesn't get into the walled city too often, but he still is living with the feeling and the presence of the site of the temple being nearby and destroyed. And so he considered that a person might not do the actual tear if he lives in Yerushalayim all year, because he doesn't have that full-fledged shock value when he sees the place of the destroyed temple, because he lives in that environment all year long, even if he doesn't see it so often. So that's an opinion to consider, and if this applies to you, you'll ask your rabbis about how you should act, and remind him that Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach's opinion was that anybody who lives in the general environment of Yerushalayim, even if he doesn't see the temple site so often, is still kind of, it's in his awareness, and it's not such a wham of sadness when he sees the destroyed area. So he might not have to do the tear according to the way Rav Shlomo Zalman considers it. Speak to your rabbi if this applies to you. A person who's born in Yerushalayim and grows up there as a child and then turns bar mitzvah one day and wonders, hey, do I tear now? Because I never was a grown-up to do the full tear thing. So a lot of rabbis say, well, he's been seeing it a lot. He lives there. He grew up there. So just because he turned bar mitzvah, he's not going to get that wham feeling of the destroyed site. He just saw it 2 weeks ago when he was 12 years old. So a lot of rabbis say that he wouldn't have to tear his clothing just because he became a man and now has the man feeling of sadness. And certainly if a person who lives in Yerushalayim goes out of Yerushalayim for 30 days or more and comes back, then when he sees it, he is getting that full-blown sad feeling, and that kind of person would tear his clothing upon seeing the site of the destroyed temple. Okay, thanks for logging on. Log on again after Shabbos for more. Have a great Shabbos, and yeah, we'll see you on the other side.